Rakdos has returned to Iratus necromantic shenanigans. Final boss of the first floor. Good always wins. We got a couple more fights to go. 1, 2. We're probably going to head over on this route to make sure we get the Fountain of Restoration. I don't want to take any chances. These two fights could cripple my team, kill several of my units. If I've learned anything from this playthrough, it's that absolutely anything can happen, and despite your best play, you can end up getting screwed a little bit. Now, I'm not saying that I was playing perfectly when I was making, when I lost those units. In fact, quite the opposite. When I was making the videos for YouTube, I noticed several different things that I could have done differently. Some of them I added little comments into the video. Some of them I left alone for you guys to find. But either way, what I have come to the conclusion of is that if I lost 3 units on the first floor, I will surely be losing units on the further floors. I keep thinking about how hard the enemies get, all of the different features that the enemies have in the future, and I'm quite scared. So we're going to have to figure something out, shape something up, see if we can get something else to work here for us. So let's look at our talents. We want to plan out what talent do we desperately need for the boss. The boss is going to be the Keymaster. He's going to constantly summon allies. He has quite a bit of life and sanity. And I think from what we were talking about in the last video, this overwhelming ire was what we were shooting for. Alright, we're actually building up quite a bit of parts here, so I'm really happy about that. We're missing some weapons, only 3 weapons, but everything else is looking pretty decent. We do not have enough souls to do anything in the mortuary. And we have all of our units fully healed, except Grim Shady. Let's take a look at our artifacts here. Nothing new. So which way will we go? An extra item, guaranteed full heal. It's going to be guaranteed full heal. I would love the extra item, but just can't risk it. 2 fights in a row. That's a little rough. Let's really analyze this fight. We have a lot of scary combatants here. The Doomsayer has proven to be quite a formidable foe on this floor. We've lost a unit to him and to the Executioner. What we need for the Executioner is to push him back. We need to constantly push the Executioner back so that he cannot get up front and murder my team. Pushing back the crazy guy with the bombs. I don't exactly know what they're called. Really should learn all their names. But pushing enemies back, ignoring stances, things like that, that's going to be really good against this team. So I do think that we take in the Black Widow for this. The Black Widow's really nice because she can use Spiderweb to stop the enemies from moving. That's going to be really handy. Terminator also can send enemies backwards with Wind of Oblivion. Grim Shady cannot, however, can only pull enemies forward. That could work if we pull the enemy that is behind the unit we're wanting to move back forward. Then we will move that unit back. Do we use Grim Shady? Well, let's upgrade him anyway. The plus to accuracy for Trick of the Eye is okay. How much? Okay, we get 16 mana. Or we get less mana and we gain spell power for a short amount of time. Oh, I want to hold off on this upgrade because I don't know how much mana I'm going to need in the future. So it's going to be between Trick of the Eye and Pain Reflection. I don't use Pain Reflection too often. +1 magic resistance. Reduces damage received from enemies by 10% as long as the shade remains in the stance. 10%'s okay. No. It's going to be Trick of the Eye upgrade. And it's going to be pure evasion here, the Grand Deception. That's what I need to go for.
My enemies are in for a nasty surprise.
Finally, we get Savior to level 9, so that we can upgrade her Think of Him. This move gets quite better once it gets the additional 4 attack and 4 dread. Conversely, I could give Iratus 16 spell power for 3 turns. We could end up doing something pretty interesting with Grim Shady and Savior by going the spell power route on their upgrades, using their buffs, giving Iratus a ton of spell power, and then hammering down with those spells that we were planning on doing earlier. That is one way we can go. Could have our critical hit stun the enemies, which is pretty good. She will be gaining tons of critical hit, and her critical damage is already crazy high. I think the crowd control with Lung Piercer is just better in general. And maybe we hold off on upgrading the Think of Him, just like I said for the Shade, until we know kind of what route we're going. Lung Piercer.
Serve me well, my minion.
We got some more damage. We want some more dread, some more life, evasion. All of these are good upgrades. The only thing I don't think she needs at all is accuracy. Her accuracy is pretty good, and even with the minus 15 from our artifact, should be good on that. I'm just too scared. I gotta do life. I'm doing life on everything. Lost too many units, guys. Alright, is this the team? Savior moves them back. Savior can knock out the stances. Grim Shady will move. Terminator can move. Black Widow can keep them from moving. I think so. I think this is the team. Maybe we take the Mummy instead of Grim Shady? Just for more damage. This team doesn't have a lot of damage. The Black Widow's not going to do a lot of damage, and Grim Shady's not going to do a lot of damage. Terminator can do a little, and Savior does a lot. So let's actually switch Grim Shady and the Mummy. We're going to put Grim Shady in here if that's the case, so he heals up a little bit. Almost to the final boss of the floor. Almost to the final boss of the floor. We can make it through. No more units lost. No more. It seems like the first battle every day, I lose a unit. So we're going to really try to break that streak. Alright, as we know, we need to remove the wards off this guy so that he can't go into his stance and murder us. Although Silk and Pull can kind of keep that from happening anyway. And so can she. So let's actually remove his wards because he's a little bit scarier. Got it. And then, does anybody have armor? This guy has a little bit of magic resistance. Does anybody have evasion or luck? This guy has a ton of accuracy, but no, not really. Let's use the spider pack right off the bat here. Try to start stacking up damage. Why'd that only hit one person? Oh, the upgrade lets it hit 2 people? Wow. That was not good. Alright, so what we're gonna do is use Think of Him. Buff her up, I think. A lot of them are gonna be moving. Let's use Overwatch, because a lot of them are going to be moving. Perfect.
My kingdom comes.
Good crit, good crit. Alright, and what we're going to do is maybe use Cold Grasp so the target cannot move on its next turn on him, so that he just, well, we're using Overwatch right now. He's probably going to move himself forward. Tough call. Let's get rid of wards, maybe. Get rid of his ward. Do a little bit of stress damage to the guy back here. Sure. And then we can use the clinging wraps on this guy to bring him forward and put the executioner all the way in the back. Try to make him as useless as possible. Good move. Executioner can do very little from back there. Oh my goodness. I didn't think he could target the back line and bring them all the way to the front line. Well, this is absolutely terrible. You need to be in the back line like right now. How to do that? How to do that? This moves her forward 3 spaces, and I can do it. So, what I need to do is move the Shade, or the Wraith forward 1, and then have, so she'll be here, and the Wraith will be here. It won't matter, will it? Okay, let's really think here, because there's a lot of bad things that can happen. I need her to not be in the front. So what we're going to do is move her back, and then use the Shade's evolution, or the Wraith's evolution, to move him forward. Okay, so far so good. And now we can use her Silken Pull, which ignores ward and moves the enemy unit. So I have 2 units that ignore ward and interrupt stances. Perfect. Okay, we know some units are going to be moving still, so I think putting her on Overwatch again is pretty good. Cool. Oh, I didn't know that that brought her back. How far does that bring her back when she does that? I had no clue. Overwatch, Overwatch. Minus, or back 1. Cool. That's actually perfect. Who to bring forward? Don't want to bring him forward because we don't want him in the front. Don't want to bring him forward because obviously he will be able to murder people. But you know what? I'm actually going to do bring the task. Well, Taskmaster's kind of nice to have on the field because he uses a whip to move his enemy or his allies, which is kind of what we want when we're using something like Overwatch. So maybe let's move him. I don't like that we're spreading out the damage, but I think it's best to target him right now. Besides, we can use her to kill everybody once we get everybody low.
Terror will overflow.
That was a good crit. I did not think it would bring him forward 2 spaces, though. That I actually did not account for. Yes! Okay, I'm glad that that happened, but I'm kind of sad that that happened too. He shouldn't do too much damage to her without the debuff. We need to put you into the healing cocoon as soon as possible. Yes, tear them apart. Why? What do you got against her? That is just... leave her alone, man. Okay. So, cocoon for you, no matter what. Yes. Now here, we need this guy just dead. Need him dead so bad. Maybe I can kill him. If I use Hail of Teeth, use Cold Grasp, and then use Savior, all 3 of the damage all put together on him should kill him.
Don't know why. There's no sun up in the sky. Bony weather incoming.
Yeah, I'm gonna do all of it. Even though I think I don't need to, I need to be safe. He needs to die. Now, Rose for a Lady will definitely kill.
Toss them in with the rest.
Perfect. Okay, and maybe we can get this kill. 18 damage. Yep, if this lands, it will definitely kill.
So,
Cleaning
this
up.
is what 1,000 years of evolution looks like?
Block.
Pathetic.
No big deal at all. No big deal at all. You can go into your stance. I'm fine with that. Yep, you will never get that off against this team, buddy. Do we have anything to milk mana at the end? We don't. So we're going to try to stop using our spells here and just finish up the fight with what we have. Cocoon again, I think. Maybe not. Reduce this guy's luck and his evasion. Just get him dead. I'm going to use her turn to get him out of... Or, well, I could use Silken Pull right now. And then, yeah. Let's use Silken Pull to get him out of his stance, because Savior does way more damage than the Black Widow. Alright, and then single target. Yeah. I need this guy to die, and I don't think this will kill, so we are going to use a little bit more mana.
Don't know why. There's no sun up in the sky. Bony weather
Got it.
incoming.
Okay. Cool. This should not be bad at all for the rest of this. We are going to... We're probably only going to be able to kill him through... Oh, man. It's kind of unfortunate. How many stacks do you have? Oh, wow. Yeah, let's just do... This guy can only hit against the ward, so... Nothing we can do about that. Every attack against target's a critical hit. Do we keep healing her? No. Let's just use her to get rid of stacks here. Probably the armor stacks. It'd be really great to use one more Hail of Teeth, but I really have to conserve mana. Bam. Now he has more chance to be crit, 10% more chance to be crit. Totally fine with that. Now, she cannot use Silken Pull because this does not just interrupt stances, it moves them. He can't move. So, we need to just keep attacking. Thankfully, Savior moves before him. Very thankfully.
Your frail body
Minus 20 luck, so very high chance to be crit here by Savior. And this just says straight up interrupt stances, does not need to move them, and it ignores support. Boom. You absolute monster. Don't you, he's trying it, guys. He's trying it again. He's trying to do what he did last time. Oh my goodness. One initiative, restore sanity. You know what? That's not going to save you. That is not going to save you. Not this time. Okay, he's already dead. But there's not really anything that I can do to gain stuff like mana and other kind of out of combat bonuses, so we're just gonna end it. All pretty healthy. Alright. When a minion dies, allies recover 75% vigor. So you'll bring this into a fight, you're pretty sure you're gonna lose a unit. And level 8 brain. Okay, I'm most happy about all the parts and the souls. That's pretty good haul there. We didn't end up getting any parts from our graveyard events. Banshee got a little bit more experience. Talents are still at 2. We're probably not going to get 4 points before the boss. Need to consider that. Grim Shady is better. He's all bandaged up. Could bring in the Banshee as well into our next endeavor. Gotta remember I have the Banshee. Alright. So this fight looks easier. Not nearly as many dire situations that we're going to have to avoid. We just need to make sure that neither of those crazy hooded bomb men get to the front. Shouldn't be too bad. They also all move around a lot, so Savior would be pretty good here. Banshee would also be very good here in the back. Or even in this position, really. I think I'm going to bring in Savior instead, though, to do damage. It's just a little bit more guaranteed. Because I have two elites here, and they can become inspired, just like that last guy did if I try to use Sanity as my primary damage type. And I think that just using damage like we just did is a lot better. So if we are going to be using damage, Terminator's not awful here because he can do magic damage. The Death Knight. We don't want to use him here if we're not using Insanity. Could use the Blood Phantasm, that would be very good. It would be much better than the Terminator, I think. Can the Mummy use Clinging Wraps from position 2? No, he has to be in position 3 or 4 to use the really great Clinging Wraps ability. Blood Phantasm doesn't love being in position 2. You can use 1 move, 2 moves, 3 moves, 4 moves. Actually, you can use almost all your moves from position 2. It's not exactly true. Could do that. I like that. Then we'll put somebody in here who's a pretty low level. Actually, it's just going to be the Banshee. Alright, let's face our last fight before the boss. I think this will work. We did not get any extra artifacts except that one-time use artifact. So we're still sticking with all of these. Okay. I keep thinking I'm going to mess something up. Watch me now, my love. Okay. Our mana situation is pretty bad. We're not going to be able to really fix that here. If our minions aren't super hurt, we can use the fountain to restore our mana instead of our health, which is pretty good. What do we lead off with here? Melting these guys' armor, I think. Let's get this Elite Guard's armor all the way gone. We don't want to move these guys forward at all, so let's just wrap them up, maybe. Huge crit. If we can focus fire him and get him dead really soon, I would love that. We don't want to use Impale to move the Blood Phantasm forward. The Marker Retribution is always awesome. Let's go ahead and put it here. All of these guys deal area of effect damage. These two can't help but hit every single unit. These guys hit 2 units when they attack, so the Marker Retribution will get a lot of damage out here. And like I said, they're going to be moving around quite often, so the Overwatch would yield me a lot of damage. I could focus fire him and maybe even get the kill if I crit. But I think this is better because if we Overwatch now, I think we can just use Rose for a Lady next turn and kill. You take a lot of damage for that. Okay, yeah, you're like absolutely gonna die now, just from that. Forgot about the trinket that we put on the Blood Phantasm. Yes, please keep hitting the Blood Phantasm, please. That could not have worked better. They all got a huge ignite. They all took a lot of damage from moving around. Rose for a Lady will actually clean up here. We have to put her in the cocoon. She's pretty hurt. We're gonna Rose for a Lady. Get destroyed. Well, we could use a Muck first, because we're probably gonna heal our mana. We're not gonna have too much of a reason to heal our units here. So let's give her an attack boost.
Rage released.
And hit like a truck.
As worthless as you were in life, you will be worth something in death.
Yes, you will. And then this moves the unit forward 2 spaces, so we're going to do it here. Make sure that neither of these guys are in the front line. Yup. Amazing. And we have enough wrath to use Hate Eternal and put these guys on fire for the rest of the fight. Is that what we do? These guys have quite a bit of magic resistance, so they won't take any damage from the initial hit. I could kill one of them with the Phantasmal Blitz. Could kill him very easily. But they're going to deal damage to themselves on the shield and get another stack of the fire from hitting him. Let's use Grand Transfusion because they can't help but hit him. Maybe use Mark of Retribution here. I think that's better. It's either Mark of Retribution or just save myself a little bit of damage. Let's use Mark. Alright, kill yourselves. Yep. You're gonna take 40 damage at the beginning of your turn, so you're dead. You're dead.
More materials.
You're dead.
I think it would be this easy.
Cocoon. Kill. No, let's let the mummy go, because he'll heal just a little bit. How much can I get away with here? 40 damage. If you crit, you'll kill. You die to the damage, so I'll just wait. See, mummy gets a little bit of a heal there. Wait, he gets a little bit of a heal. We'll kill. Yes.
Soon this world will be mine.
Pretty impressive rewards from all that, but hey, whatever. We get a little piece of armor from the graveyard. Still do not have enough talents to put a point into something big here. Do I get a point into something? Yeah, let's get this. Cool.
Transformation, the will becomes free.
Alright, we're low on mana. Our units are pretty good on life. We're going to swap her into there. And we are going to heal up our mana. Going into here. Bloop. Full mana. So we can just go absolutely ham. Now, how are we going to kill the Keymaster? It's pretty hard to kill bosses with Insanity. But if anybody can do it, it's the Cursed Kings. Blood Phantasm would be very good here, because the boss can't help but hit my units sometimes, and hitting the Blood Phantasm is bad for the boss. Hitting enemies, or hitting my units that have the shield is bad for the boss. I think the Blood Phantasm is just too good right now. I would love to take the Cursed Kings into this, because I really think we can drive him insane pretty easily. Yeah, I think we can drive him insane pretty easily, actually. Grim Shady's not the best for this fight. If we're really going all out for the stress damage. In fact, Savior's even better than Grim Shady is. Could use the Banshee in the back as well, but Banshee in the back is normally just for using the stance. This is the team we started with, so there's just like something good feeling about bringing them into the fight. We trust them, we believe in them, even though this guy's died twice on us. Grim Shady. Yeah, his name is top tier. I agree with that. Really got to find a name for my mummy. I hate calling this guy Mummy. Um, I was thinking of some like really cheesy things like toilet paper, you know, Sir Raps a lot, like all kinds of really ultra cheesy, cringy things, but can't land on anything for him. It'll come to me eventually. Initiative. Dread. Accuracy. Let's do accuracy. For this, let's do evasion for sure. Well, we will be trying to drive a boss crazy for the first time. It's going to be pretty fun. Let's slap these bones into the mummy, get another upgrade here. Upgrading damage is not really what we wanted to do, but we're not going to use these bones for anything else. No items we want to give. Oh, I forgot we have this flesh that we wanted to give to Savior. Could give it to our mummy right now. No, Savior's going to be actually our Savior, so we're going to hold off on that. I should do it now so I don't keep forgetting, but I won't, so that I continue to forget.